The ultimate professional angler retires. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the vlog. If you're new, my name is Steve Chapman. Sad news yesterday as one of the greats in the industry called it quits and retired. If you didn't hear the news, Shaw Grigsby, one of the ultimate professionals in this industry, a great husband, a great angler, a great father and dad, and an unbelievable grandpa, is calling it quits after 40 years of being in this industry. Now, Shaw is a member of the Hall of Fame. He has been a professional for more than 40 years. He's been a man that's always had a smile on his face. If you've never met Shaw, he's always happy to meet everyone. It's almost like he's best friends with everyone he meets the first time he meets you. He's the man that brought his grandson, Bryce, on stage during his Bassmaster Elite Series when he had his weigh-ins. That was just unbelievable. He had his TV show, One More Cast with Shaw Grigsby, which was insanely popular. He won 9 times. He had 64 top 10s. He qualified for the Bassmaster Classic 18 times, and he had over $2.4 million in career bass fishing tournament money. Not to mention, he had multiple Hall of Fame inductions in different freshwater and everything else. He's one of the best anglers that's ever lived. And it really comes as a little bit of a surprise because I just saw Shaw last week at ICAST and spent some time with him and Polly and Bryce and his granddaughter. And one of the things I've always appreciated about Shaw was first his honesty and his integrity. This is one of the things that is missing these days in this hobby and sport. Integrity. I met Shaw years ago, probably 10, 12, 13, 15 years ago, having him on the radio show. And then meeting him in person was even better because he always gave you his full attention. If he saw you walking and he knew who you were, he got up to make sure he not only shook your hand, but maybe gave you a hug and asked how you were doing. It was never about him. It was always about who he was meeting. Going to dinner, he loves sushi. Going to dinner with friends. All they always talk about is just how amazing Shaw Grigsby is. And this is really sad, to be honest, because Shaw is an integral part of what has been really good in the sport and the hobby for years. And we've gotten away from people like Shaw that were more worried about anglers who are doing well in tournaments instead of the guys that are just really good people. And like I said, if you never had the opportunity to meet Shaw, he always had a smile on his face. He always had a smile on his face. He always put his family and his friends before himself in a lot of cases. And I'm not only sad, but I'm proud to call him a good friend and someone that I respect and appreciate. And I wish there were more anglers that are young that you would do the same thing that Shaw has done, that Shaw has done over his career. He's always done the right thing. You never heard controversy with Shaw Grigsby. You only heard the guy that was great. He's one of those icons in the industry. He's one of those guys that you want to see do well, that you want to know, because he's just a good old dude. And while it's sad, it isn't sad, because he's going to do something with Bryce, with Gator removing, I don't know exactly the right terminology since I'm out here worrying about what everyone else is looking at me thinks, but he's going to do something with his grandson. And I just know how much he loves and appreciates his family. I know that for a fact. And sometimes it hurts to say goodbye. But I hope this isn't goodbye for Shaw. I hope he's able to continue to stay in the industry, fish some one-off tournaments, have fun, enjoy his time with his wife and his kids and his grandkids. And I hope he gets the credit he deserves for what he's done in this industry. Because there are very few people that have done more for fishing than Shaw Grigsby. It's not just the TV show or the appearances or all of the people that have learned from everything that he's done, learned how to fish. People that have that he's introduced to fishing, or the people he's had on his show that are just amazing and outstanding anglers. He's one of those guys that has helped transform what we have right now. And we need to give him a lot of credit for what he's done, and appreciate and respect and understand that while it isn't the brightest day, it will be a bright day for him and his family, and we need to thank him for everything that he's done for fishing. I have so many stories of Shaw. I think one of the funniest ones was I was doing a commercial, filming a commercial with him, and he met us at the boat ramp, and we went out fishing for the morning. And I remember thinking to myself, holy cow, I'm on the boat with Shaw Grigsby. And then having him read a script that we wanted on the commercial, and him not knowing what bass thumb was. And maybe I thought, maybe I've created bass thumb. And then when I explained it to him, he had a different word for it. But I remember thinking that day that it was one of the best days I've ever had on the water, even though I wasn't fishing. It was just the stories and the camaraderie and the feeling that he actually cared about me and the people that were on the boat too, filming and doing everything that we were doing that day. That he made us feel welcomed. That he made us feel like it wasn't about him. He didn't have an ego. He always was appreciative of everybody, spending time doing stuff. And really, one of the first times I ever met Shaw, I had him on the radio a few times, but I met him at iCast on the Water on Lake X. And Bryce, his grandson, was out there, and Polly and Shaw had to go do interviews with people. And I said to him, look, I know you don't know me, but I can watch your son. I don't think I was a father at that time. And Bryce was really young. But I told him, we'll just fish. And I remember talking to him later and him telling me how much Bryce enjoyed the time and how much I enjoyed the time, even though Bryce made me look silly by out fishing me. And I said, can I take him to another pond? And they didn't know me from anyone. But I told him, I think I'd just like to spend more time with Bryce and go fishing. Just take him fishing. I took him to a different pond and he proceeded to whack me on that one too. But that started the friendship that I've had with Shaw for 10 or 15 years at least. And I'm really appreciative of the time that I got to spend with him at dinners and the time I got to spend with him at iCast and talking to him and just hearing his side of different stories or his opinion, or even going to MLF and having a conversation, which I wish I could share, about when the split happened and just how positive he was for not only MLF, but he was also positive for bass too. He was just the ultimate professional angler. And we need to give him some credit and some props. So comment below and tell me what you think of Shaw. Will he be missed? Will he not be missed? He'll be missed for sure. If you don't think he'll be missed, you're completely wrong. And I respect your opinion, but you're wrong. But comment below, because I'm going to make sure that he sees every comment in this video. I'm going to make sure of it. Even if I have to do another video just for him to send to him on his phone. So comment below and tell him just how amazing he is. Give him the respect and the props and the appreciation that he deserves in the comments below. Hopefully you like the video. I hope he likes the video. Crazy morning. And I could have done this in the house, but to be honest, my gosh, you should hear how loud the house is with Thomas listening to e-bike videos. Can't even hear things. So I came out here to a different park. So thank you to all the people who comment. Thank you to all the people who are part of this channel and keeping me humble and respecting everything that I do and being appreciative of the videos. I really do appreciate it. It's really an amazing experience that's happened for the last 14 or 15 months. It really is. Where the channel has gone, how many views it's gotten, it's overwhelming at times. And I really do appreciate every one of you. So thank you. But if you're not a subscriber, you should be. Just click that button and welcome to the team and family. Remember, take a kid fishing, tight lines, cheers, and get your fish on.